When it comes to arresting, what does the law say with regards to citizens' arrest? If I see someone driving recklessly,
He commits an offense and commit another offense by running away. Oh, okay.
Yes.
You use your arrogance based on whatever happened to you. Corner.
I drive a big.
And I normally say, the moment you go into pass a roadside, you don't know the meaning of that side. You are the cause of an accident. Because you're going to fail to respond. Say.
All right.
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Linzito podcast. Myself, Mr. Linzito, the number one motivator south side of the equator.
And this is me, Akani. I am the co-host. Don't have a very nice, catchy, what do they call it, intro. But maybe you guys can suggest something in the comments or whatever of what I can say I am. But it's just me. And today we have a wonderful guest, which Lindsay will introduce.
Okay, I think for now, whilst the viewers and the listeners are still thinking about a name for you, I think we'll go with AK-47, Akani 47 for now. And talking about AK-47s, AK-47s is normally weapons that are used by the military, used by the police. And in today's episode, we're speaking to Mshengu Shabalala, who's got close to 2 decades of experience as a Metro Police officer, and he's also dabbled in other industries. But before I give away too much, I think let's introduce him, and then he can then elaborate on his lifestyle and then or in his journey, as well as a lot of the rules that you as a driver break every single day on the road. Maybe once he explains to you why you shouldn't be doing it, maybe then you'll know that what you're doing on the road on a daily is wrong. Mr. Mshengu, how are you?
I'm all right, meneer. Unjani?
No, siyaphila.
wena?
Siyaphila. So I think let's start at the beginning. Who is Mshengu Shabalala? Ndise. Where were you born? Just give us a bit of a background, just so that we can understand as we go through the discussion, because it's not an interview, it's a discussion. As we go through the discussion, we can piece together. Maybe Umakelwane, your neighbor, is watching, and they get to learn something that they didn't know about you.
Yeah. No, basically, the full names for Mel, socially I'm known as Mel, is Modise Melus Shabalala. Outside like Soweto. Even though part of my life I had to live in the Free State, and then I had to come back again, the politics, Yeah, but outside like you would say Panda.
Okay, and how many years have you been in the force, give or take?
Like he says, close to 2 decades.
Okay.
Yeah, close to 2 decades.
So tell me, the job that you are in now, was it your dream job, or did you want to be something else and couldn't make it there and then settled with where you are, or is it something that you always wanted? And that's why I wanted you to give us just a brief of your upbringing and the decisions that got you to where you are today.
Okay. I think I had 2 jobs or 2 professions I wanted to be before the current job was my passion.
Yeah.
And I can say it's my calling. You understand? Because the first one, I wanted to be a gynecologist.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I know. For some reasons. And then as I go on, and then I developed a love for IT. And then I followed IT. And then, fortunate enough, after following the IT, I got a job.
Okay. In the IT sort of side?
Through
or
the
something?
IT qualifications.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I think I pursued that career for almost, is it 5 or 3? 5 years. 5 years. And then the opportunity came for my developed dream job. because uyazi mawusuke ejabulani uyesigele edobs hlangana nama-metro la
Yeah.
afake into zabo ezi-orange and then be in love with those things. That was part of what driven me to be in this force.
Okay.
And the other thing, my father died on the road. And
see.
it pushed me to say, how best can I be on the road maybe to enhance the safety on the road?
Yeah.
Not as a retaliator or so forth. You
So
understand?
basically, you wanted to prevent what happened to your father.
Exactly.
You wanted to prevent that from
Yes.
reoccurring in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in case anyone who's watching is asking themselves where we are and what's happening, we're coming to you from a place that they've nicknamed The Cave. It is on 51 Nkabinde Street in Orlando. It's just in the shadow of Orlando Stadium. So if you need a place to be chilling out or whatever, drinks and that sort of thing, and you happen to be Orlando, this is the place to be. The other name is Orlando West Lifestyle. So
Yeah, so it's at Corners, Pizzoniane, and Nkabinde Street. Shout out to Sipo for allowing us and inviting us through. This is where we're recording from, The Cave Restaurant.
Okay. So back to our guest. So how did it work for you, like practically, to get into the job? Did you just apply and then one day they called you, or how did the process actually work for you to get into the force?
Yeah, basically from the history. The department I'm at now started in 2001.
Okay.
I applied. First time when it was established, I applied. And then I never get the chance to be called. Then I had to do some things.
But when you applied,
Yeah.
you were employed elsewhere.
No. I was still at school.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh, so you
was
applied
still at
whilst
school.
you were at school.
Yeah, because the first career, remember, I worked while I was still at school. But I had the 90% qualification for that post. Yeah, so then I applied. That was in 2001.
Okay.
And I worked wherever I was working for that period. And then I applied
Yeah.
for the next post.
So I want us to name that other place, because my follow-up question is going to be,
Okay.
what is it that you learned from that other place that you still hang on to today, that still keeps you grounded today, and it's something that you're like, if I didn't start there, I wouldn't have known it. And that's the reason I'm saying, let's not just call it the other place. Let's touch on where it was, because it'll tell us a lot about your character as well.
Okay. My first pay slip, my first post,
The wages.
Yeah. No, when I started enjoying money, it was Gauteng Department of Education. That was
Okay.
2003, the 15th of January.
Even remember the date?
Yes, I
It was
remember the
special.
date when I was called for interview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then on that interview, everything went well. And I started there. And I was there as an admin clerk on my arrival.
Okay.
Because I was still at school, after completing my qualifications, it was in the likes of Gauteng Online. And I was doing IT at that particular time. I just completed the software part of IT. Now I had to I was beginning the hardware part of it. Then I indulged in Gauteng Online to be the facilitator. And as time goes, that syllabus had to be put in the class now.
Yeah.
That's when now I partook to be an educator.
Okay. So how then did the jump come from that into joining the force? Did that one end and then now you started to go into the force, or was it at one point, running parallel like some of Lindsay's relationships.
Yeah.
The one takes the baton from the other.
The relay phone.
Yeah. I remember that I basically take every job opportunity as a stepping stone.
Okay.
When I got an opportunity, ukwenza le nto ade ngiyenza,
Yeah.
I was also continuing with the books for any other opportunity that might comes up. You understand? But as time goes, I felt it's now time for me to change the scenery. Let me apply for another post. I was taking my chances.
Okay.
Yes, I applied to one of the auditing company
Yeah.
in South Africa. I cannot do their free marketing.
Yes. Yeah.
But those who know
one of those big ones.
who knows it is somewhere in Braamfontein between
a
Empire
brown
and
building.
yeah, no, it's somewhere
Sunshine.
there.
Yeah.
You understand? And it went well because I was then called to say, whatever that we have been through, you are successful. You can now start your shift. And then in the morning of that day, I was going to start a new day at my new job.
Okay. So
and
wait.
my new job,
Here's my question to you.
No, this is
I hear you
subsequent.
talking. I hear you talking
Question.
about starting at your new job.
Yes.
How do you start at your new job when you
Oh, I
didn't
am
resign
waiting.
at your
I
old job?
knew that subsequent question. You understand? I absconded.
A wall.
I went AWOL. I went AWOL and yeah, it went well because wherever I went, I succeeded.
But isn't going AWOL? Doesn't
You
it
understand?
always go well?
Because I always told myself that now, okay, I'll go for that, and then I'll go back to my boss and explain. This
Okay.
is
Are you sure you are going to go explain, or were you going to take these two salaries simultaneously at the same time?
no. Unfortunately, under SARS cannot do that.
Okay.
Unless you disclose. You understand? But then now, yes, I went there. As I was about to go, I got a message, go and report at a certain place. Guys, I'm not laughing. You understand? For a physical assessment, I went there and I phoned the guys who called me to say, you know what, give my post to somebody else. I got another offer.
Wow.
And then I went there. I made it.
Yeah.
You understand? But now I was under the pressure because I had to start everything from the scratch now in terms of paperwork,
Yes.
study and so forth, blah, blah, blah. You understand?
Okay, so you were following your dream in a
I was
little
now
sense.
following my dream.
You said, this was nice, but the dream is bigger.
The
and
dream is
the dream
bigger
is-
on that side. You understand? Still, there is a first job. I haven't
So
reported.
so the dream was not the main dream. It was a dream.
It was a dream. You understand? I haven't reported. Where am I? I don't respond to their phones. I don't call them. You understand? I understood.
A proper AWOL.
I'm on a wall officially. You understand? Now the pressure was that with the third, let me say, I don't know, shall I call it the second or the third? Because the second one, where I got opportunity, I never got to go there.
Oh, okay.
I passed the offer to grab the third
Another
one.
Yes.
Yes. And then
So the second dream or the secondary dream
yeah.
was the one where you gone through everything, you got the offer you were supposed to start. But
Yeah.
even that one you ditched it for the first dream. What is the first dream now?
Now the first dream is the third one.
Okay.
Yes, it's the third one.
Okay.
Remember, I
So-
always just wanted to be there.
So when you are busy passing up these, opportunities, bebathi endlini, did you not get resistance from the parents to say,
Let's take
you
what's
had
on
a
the table.
good job with a big company, wenzani manje?
No, I've got a supporting family.
Okay.
I've got a supportive family because everything was always, Mtanam, if what you are doing is going to make you a better person, we don't have any objection. Go for it.
Okay.
You understand? Yes, in the first place when I went AWOL, not left the first job. When I went AWOL, it was like they were hesitating if I'm gonna make it. And then I said, no, I will do it. I'm the winner after all. Because I'm the one who's going to be doing this, and I'll make sure that I do it. And I've done it. You understand? Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm more interested now in the third job. Is the third job where you've now spent decades?
Yeah.
Take us through the beginning stages and maybe some of the training that you do, because we sometimes encounter metro officers on the road, and by the way they treat us or the attitude they give us, we start questioning, do they really train you guys? What is it you do when you go to training? So that's why I'm saying, from your transitioning from being AWOL at your previous employment and your previous job offers to now moving into the police force, just touch on some of the trainings that you can still remember and those things that for you, if you look back, you say, you can then obviously tell us whether it's still a big part of the force or has it died down, because we should not lie to each other. There are officers on the road that makes you question their ability or whether they do training at all.
Okay. No, I think when I first joined the force, I accrued the experience from the previous job. And it was a blessing because when you got now to the force, you are being treated like a psychologist.
Okay.
Because you are going to be dealing with a human behavioral attitude anyway. You understand? And you need to know how to treat each and every individual based on their mental capacity. You understand? So all the officers have been trained for all angles for the West.
Okay, so and it's interesting because one of our viewers asked did send in a question, but I think before I get to that question, let me ask. There's a recently a video on TikTok where it's not a metro police officer, but it's a police officer who stops a rider or a motorist early in the mornings, 1 a.m. And there's this back and forth confrontation where the motorist is asking the officer to identify himself, and the officer retaliates by saying, I don't take instructions from you. What is the rules or what is the duty of a police officer when you stop me at night? Do you have to produce your identity? And if you are not visible, because we all know there's blue light brigades and people are getting robbed. What is the standard procedure when you approach me after you've pulled me over?
Lynn, don't wake the officer in the middle of the night when the sources are robbing you there. And then say, officer, wake up, they are robbing me. Hey, where is your appointment card? Don't do that. You understand? Because it's ironic. Okay, guys, no. Remember, there are roadblocks. There are roadside checks. You understand?
What's the difference between the two, if I may ask? A roadblock and a roadside check, is it not the same thing?
It's not the same thing.
So a roadblock is where?
Okay. Roadblock, you need to apply first for permission to do the roadblock, to close the street.
Okay.
For whichever the reason the roadblock was aimed at.
So do you apply within the force or you apply to a court to get that?
Okay. In terms of metros, they apply from SAPS.
Oh, okay.
SAPS apply from the court of the jurisdiction.
Oh.
Then the feedback will come back to say, here is the permit, you can do that.
Okay.
You understand? It's a roadblock. That's when now you'll identify it by the road signs that's showing you if you have driven in the freeway.
Yes.
This is a roadblock and minimum speed to be driven there, and so blah blah blah.
Yes.
That is the setup.
So okay,
You
so
understand.
it sounds to me that an authorized or illegal roadblock needs to be applied for, which means then if I get to a roadblock, whoever's manning it has a permit.
Yes.
So let's just say the roadblock where I'm riding into, the officers can only produce a permit for the Friday when they are stopping me on a Saturday. Is that roadblock legal or illegal?
There is nothing like called illegal roadblock.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, there is a roadblock and there is a
Roadside
roadside
check.
check. You understand. Say for instance, as an example, your car has been hijacked, MD.
Okay.
And maybe by lucky you are looking at it on the phone, it's moving way through the car tracker or whatever, blah, blah, blah. The tracking device or organization, whatever. You can see it. And you have already reported. People whom you have reported the case to, they are following the car. Remember, the hijackers are armed.
Yes.
Whoever is following it must also take a safety precaution. You understand? Alert the guys ngaphambili ukuthi bafethu khona imoto ezayo ihijackiwe kuphi kuphi kuphi. You understand? What they do now a roadside check. Remember, there's no time to go to court
Yes.
or to police station to apply for the permit. They do a roadside check, and they look the similar way. You understand? Because you can just put the cones, or you stop every car that comes. There's nothing that stops an officer to stop a car anyway. You understand?
So
They do that, but they know which car they are waiting for.
Okay, I see.
You understand? That's where now the roadside check helps. You understand?
So earlier, I see you spoke about the Metro or JMPD in that particular case, or EMPD, and also about SAPS. So for someone who doesn't know, what's the difference between like a JMPD, EMPD versus the provincial traffic versus the national, or I don't know, and there's one that they call e-board. I don't know if that's a provincial or the national.
Yeah.
What is the difference between these different forces? What is it that the one can do that the other one can't do, or how do they operate separately from each other and also together?
Can I also just add on
Okay.
to that question? So it's not my question, but I'm just hopping on to Akani's question.
Okay.
Also, in terms of those different entities that Akani mentioned now, if you can also just touch on their jurisdiction. If I was found speeding in Midrand, which is borders city of Joburg, and I can see the metro officer chasing me, and I decide to hit N1 and rush through to Centurion, which now falls under TMPD. Can JMPD still arrest me? Can they still fine me? If you can just add that on to Akani's question.
Your answer is yes. I will substantiate that one at a later stage, but I will answer his question first. Your question based on the force, as per how they are divided.
Yes.
I'm not going to talk for or on behalf of any metro, be it JMPD, be it Tshwane, be it Kuruleni. No. I will talk about, on behalf of force.
Okay.
You understand? But the difference between those entities we have mentioned, it's a jurisdiction.
Yes.
It's a jurisdiction, and when it comes to metros, they don't operate the same.
Ah, I see.
Metro number 1, the bylaw says 1 and 2. Chewing the chappies in public is official. Metro number 2 says it's not official. You understand? So that's where the metros differ. But as far as the force, as we have mentioned there, from provincial, national, local, municipality, I think SAPS also included. Jurisdiction is what is guiding them. But force members are employed under one act. What differs is the sub-acts.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, what you're saying is, for some of the laws and some of the things, they all operating under one
One big umbrella.
one big umbrella,
Yes.
which would be what, National Traffic Act or
NTR, National
that-
Transport, or not
NRTA,
NRTA.
abbreviation,
NRT, is it?
National Road Traffic Act.
National Road Traffic. Yeah, sorry. I got
Yeah,
Also, that applies to everybody.
we are talking about the traffic law enforcers.
Okay.
So that is,
And
that
that
is
does not
basically.
mean SAPS cannot act in that. They can.
Am I right in saying that when it comes to the metros, they are more bylaws and vehicle related incidences, whereas the SAPS is they do not have any limitations or boundaries in terms of policing. They can do what the metros do, and they can also do what the metros can't do. Am I right in saying that?
You are not right.
Okay.
Because those are the members of the same force. Like I said, the difference is a subclause, sub-act. Anything that a member of SAPS can do, a member of the JMPD can do. We exclude the investigation because remember, some situations, the Metro Police hand over to SAPS
SAPS, yes.
as a mother body
Yeah.
to do further investigation. I think your question was heading there. Yeah.
Okay. So,
And
yeah.
Yeah, so the what's name one? Yeah, I think we, if for us to close off that question is my question based on what happens if I commit an offense in Midrand and I rush through to Centurion.
He commits an offense and commits another offense by running away. Oh, okay. No, in terms of speeding, remember, each road has got its own speed limitation. They will even show by the road signs. You understand? Happens, say, for instance, there's a camera there. Sometimes there are officers who operate in that camera. You overspeed, they stop you. You run away. You bump somebody. They will pursue you up until Cape Town. You understand? Up until Cape Town. Because remember, you committed a road offense, which you could run away if you want to. And I'm not tolerating that because it will lead to bumping that innocent person. You kill somebody. Now you have now committed a serious offense. And this is a police official.
Yes.
He's going to pursue you until the end of the time. Now, I know you want to know how now do they arrest you?
Yes, especially if what I did was in a JMPD territory, I have now, yes, I've committed another offense by running away, but how does a person or an officer whose jurisdiction is Joburg now arrest me in Tshwane? Under what condition can you arrest me, and under what condition are you not allowed to arrest me? Because I heard you also say earlier on that the metros, they literally take the instructions from their bylaws, which is obviously
local
by
in
different,
nature,
by different politicians or by different councils.
Yeah, but remember, the members in the uniform, the members in force are neutral people. They are not politically sided. You understand? And there is nothing that can stop me from arresting you. It's the matter now of I have arrested you, the procedure must come into place.
Okay.
You understand?
So it's a matter of, do I arrest you and hand you over to so-and-so, or can
Exactly.
I arrest you
Exactly. You understand?
And continue.
Yes, because remember, you have committed the offense in front of me as a state first witness. I will pursue you. And once I get you, I hand you over to the jurisdiction of the area where I found you. As a state first witness, I give the story Now I'm the complainant on the docket.
Okay.
You understand? To the jurisdiction of that area. Then they detain you. There's a difference between arrest and detention. I arrest you, they detain you.
So when it comes to arresting, what does the law say with regards to citizens' arrest? If I see someone driving recklessly, under what circumstances can I arrest that person and hand them over to you? Am I allowed? Does the law give room for that? Or what is my duty as a motorist on a road when I see another motorist driving reckless and negligently?
Remember, as a member in force, you were entrusted in that position to monitor and oversee everything. If you see somebody is a danger to himself to another person, you do the arrest. And the arrest is not just to kill somebody. You're just holding a person to go to court and answer for what is the reason he or she is doing that. You understand? There might be a reason. You understand? So you confront that person.
No, so I'm saying, and I'm saying for me as a civilian.
As a civilian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I also effect an arrest on someone who is, let's say for instance, where I'm driving, there's no sign of any police officer.
Yeah.
Can I arrest the person and hand them over?
As an ordinary person.
Yeah, as a civilian, or am I not allowed? But what I'm my question is, can I arrest someone for a
As a
traffic
member of
offense as a civilian?
No.
Okay.
Okay, we're not in the United States because I know in the States they like to say,
Remember,
this is a citizen's arrest.
Yes.
And then they start...
provided, let's say as a scenario, he is killing somebody in front of you, and maybe there are 2 or 3 of you. If you hold that person, you can overpower him. You hold the person, you call the law enforcement. You give your statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
that's detention then. We are detaining him until he can
until
be
the
arrested.
enforcers come and do the necessary.
Okay.
Ah,
Interesting.
I see.
Does it make sense?
Okay. Let's maybe tone it down a little bit to something very simple like K53.
Okay.
Yeah, defensive driving that we all were taught when we got our licenses the right way.
In the right way. The right way.
So, if you, okay, my question is 1 and 2, is to say, do you think K53 is enough? And it's to also say, if it isn't, what would you add to it, or what would you take from it and say, yes, this section of K53, ngati aisteli,
Yeah.
it is kancane.
I think when we're talking about the K53 and the NRTA as a whole, everything is in there.
Okay.
Only the psychological part is not there.
Yes.
That leads to a defense driving. You understand? Because when you follow K53, there are no accidents in K53.
Okay.
But when you come to,
Real life.
is it lackadaisical? Is it the correct term? A human behavioral attitude towards each other on
Okay.
the road. There's a stop sign. There's a stop. It's a 4-way stop.
Yes.
You saw I arrive first. And the first man to arrive at the stop sign is
Let's
the
come,
one
let's go.
to go first.
Yes.
You use your arrogance based on whatever happened to you, Laubia corner,
I drive a bigger
or
car than
Lauya
you.
corner, or bigger car than mine. You undermine me.
Yes.
You understand? We cause an accident. Now, let's look. Who caused the accident?
Guy with the
I
big car.
saw you.
Yes.
You are arrogant. I've seen you.
Uh-huh.
But still, I engage. My attitude towards what I see lead to accident or the other way around. I have seen that kind of behavior this man is not going to stop.
Then
But
say,
because I
right.
take it that I've got the right of way,
yeah,
I push. You understand? That's where now the problem is. Once I say the self-defense driving, I think they must just spice in K53.
Okay, so you're saying it.
To encourage
It
people
must
to
be.
actually be defensive, because if I was being defensive, I would see that, okay, the person on the other side is driving like a maniac. Let me be the sane person and save everybody else. I mustn't insist on my right and say,
Yes.
but
yes.
Let
I've
me
got
allow
the
him
right
to
of way.
proceed and let the dangers get away from us.
You are right. You are right. You don't use the right of way.
Interesting. And also, I wanted to touch on and like I said in the introduction, there's such a lot of things that we do wrong on the road, and because everyone is doing it, we think it's the right thing to do. Can I go onto what we call the fast lane, and you'll correct us, you'll give me the correct term for it, because I learned that there's no such thing as a fast lane or a slow lane, especially in K53 as well. Can I go on what we call the fast lane from Joburg right up to Cape Town?
Based on your understanding, what is the fast lane?
It's the extreme right,
Extreme right.
which is the
Yes.
emergency passing lane.
Or so you think.
So you think?
but you you correct us.
Yeah. No, I think the fast lane kind of weight was used to generalize based off on we never had the correct term for that. Let's say we are driving on the freeway.
Yes.
Let's take M1 North between Braamfontein and Grindstone Drive,
Okay.
because the lanes that I need, they're in that lane
Okay.
before we'll go to another one. You've got the lane. I think, how many are they? One,
About 4,
2,
5?
3, 4. They're 4. And then them being 4. You are saying, let's say from Braamfontein you are going to Rosebank. There is nothing wrong of you taking the far left, which is the fourth on the left.
Yes.
Because that's
The
where
slow
the
lane.
Yeah, which is
So
what
it's-
we
No,
call.
no. Expect the off ramp. There will be off ramp up ahead
Okay.
on that lane.
So
Don't doubt it.
So
So,
that's
so you
that's for
should you
people
should be in that lane if you have
you-
intentions
to
of
exit.
of
To
exiting
exit.
that freeway.
You
okay?
understand? Because you cannot exit the freeway from the far right.
Hey, I've seen that happen.
On the road that
That's
has
a
got
taxi
3 lanes.
special.
You understand? And take into account the speed on the freeway. You understand?
Yes.
So take the 4th lane that leads you to off ramp.
Okay.
You understand? Then we are left now with 3.
Yes.
These 3, I don't want to call this the slow lane, because there are road sign on the road that tells you and guides you, don't drive below 80.
Yes, it's the blue sign,
On
the blue 40 that says
on the freeway.
you can't go
You
slower than
understand?
the 40.
Yes.
And they guide you, those signs. They are there for you. And I normally say, the moment you go into pass a road sign, you don't know the meaning of that sign, you are the cause of an accident. Because you're going to fail to respond to what has been said on
Yes.
that sign,
To the instruction.
Yes.
to the instruction, basically. You understand? Now, we are now left with the 3 lanes. You understand? You've got this lane, you are proceeding straight. You can decide to take off ramp or still proceed straight. It's your choice.
Yes.
You are here. You can't drive on the 3rd middle lane on the freeway less than 60 by feet.
Okay.
You can't.
It's practically
You understand? 80, 100, 120, you can drive. And then we've got the far right, the fast lane. Why is it a fast lane? Let's talk about that.
okay.
It's emergency overtaking lane.
Overtaking, not passing.
And I know in your mind, you've got the yellow lane, which is emergency lane.
Oh, okay.
And we are on now emergency overtaking lane.
Yes.
That's why it's a fast lane. That's where the word fast lane is coming from.
Oh, because you must
understand.
do this thing fast and then
Yes.
move out of the way.
You understand? So, in front, there's an accident
Yes.
and there's a congestion. We've got medical facilities, we've got law enforcers that need to respond to that accident.
Yeah.
You understand? For you to be able to travel smooth, you block their way. And not just theirs, everyone else. If you see the traffic is moving slowly, you just take that line, overtake and come back. Leave that lane alone. Just overtake.
So we must never
So
hog
that's the
the
first
lane.
rule of the road, actually. If you
Keep
look at it,
left,
I mean, I just went
pass
for my
right.
learners again, for my motorbike learner,
You understand?
and that is the first road that you keep left and you pass right.
Right.
So
Exactly.
once you've done passing, you
Once
come
you've
back.
done pass, come back to the normal lane.
Okay.
You are now number one, right? You are in a hurry, right? You are driving a fast car, right? Spoon up to 120 or 300 kilometers per hour. There is no one in front of you. You have already overtook those who were slowing you down.
Let's get out now.
Leave that lane alone.
Okay.
There is a reason.
So you spoke about behavior, and I want to ask you a slightly controversial. And then others who are sexist will say, it's the women.
Yeah, they bring the product, they forget the manual. Yeah. And then when you wake up in the morning, you just kick it. Van Damme. Go ahead, you shout.
you start
You
moving.
understand?
Trend. I want to talk about primes. Let's just get straight to it. We all know it happens.